elected members of parliament. And joining me this hour is Tom Odege Mboya, who is the MP-elect for Nyatike constituency. Many thanks for making time to speak to us.
Thank you very much.
Well, Tom, you have been in the union movement. You've now transitioned into the August House. Perhaps, what does this signify for the unionists who continue to push the agenda for the common wananchi?
Let me take you back to when Kenya attained independence. Majority of people who fought for independence of this country were trade union leaders. And when we found ourselves in a corner whereby we could not fight for workers' rights freely because of some laws and some restrictions coming from parliament, we resolved as labor leaders that we need to push this agenda inside the house. That's why you'll see the 5 of us are likely to be inside there.
All right.
Yeah.
And indeed, looking at the developments, politicians have also been hard hit after this election, especially those that were in office. From a spending point of view, after undergoing a very costly election. And we're getting reports that a number of MPs have already been trooping to the SACCO, that is the Bunge SACCO, to ensure they don't remain broke. How true is this?
Okay, let me not deny. It's true, you know, like when you look at the kind of campaigns which we have undergone, they were not cheap. They were not cheap, and it's true. Majority of legislatures are very broke. That one I can confirm. But trooping to the SACCO, that would only work for those who have come back, those who are in the last parliament. Because somebody new like me, you cannot go to Bunge SACCO, because the SACCO can only give you loan when you have shares there.
Sure.
Maybe those who are camping there are those who are clearing their shares, those who lost in the elections, who are clearing their shares to vacate the SACCO so that they go away. But for the new MPs, we'll have to wait to be members of Bunge SACCO. It's when you can go there for a loan. But as at now, we can watch from far.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the Gazettement is still in due course going to be released. And perhaps, do you have any indications of how soon the members of parliament might be sworn in?
We were expecting a Gazettement today, which was going to pave way for swearing in on Tuesday next week. But there is no evidence of Gazettement. So that would mean swearing in will delay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Tom, let's talk about really the role of the politician right now in Kenya. It is considered a more prestigious position because of the perks that come with the office. I don't know, what was your drive towards this?
I would say 2 things. First, let me talk about my constituency. There was a serious lack of leadership, and which compelled me to liberate my people. Yeah, because there was a serious vacuum. When you look at the constituency I'm coming from, we have all the resources someone may need to lead his people to where it's supposed to be. But the leadership which we have changed never identified those resources and made our people to remain in poverty. And I can tell you in Migori County, my constituency is the poorest. But when you go and examine the constituency, it should be the richest, if not in the country, but in Nyanza. Yeah.
So really, now that you're going into the 12th parliament and a number of issues in the balance, especially when it comes to pushing the agenda for a number of bills that will be key in trying to bring in some reforms, especially in how the civil service is managed, as well as the Constituency Development Fund. What will be topping your agenda as you come into office?
There are a number of them, but let me start with the ones which are directly affecting my people at the constituency level, then the ones which are affecting the civil servants. When you look at the constituency I'm coming from, there is a lot of deposit of minerals. And these minerals has not been utilized to benefit the community. When you look at my constituency, that's where we have the security problem, the so-called Migingo, is in my constituency with the Ugandan flag in the Kenyan soil. So that's a major challenge which we have to tackle at the national government level. Yeah, because it is illegal for another country to raise their flag in the boundary or inside another country. And that one is an issue which we need to tackle. That one brings us to security problem in our area. I have even my own fishermen in my constituency who have been forced to eat fresh fish without being cooked or salt in it as a punishment from Ugandan soldiers. Yeah, so that's a real issue there. When you look at the state of roads from my constituency,
yes,
it's a matter of concern. Lastly, is water. The women in our area are suffering because we have the longest drought in my constituency. Now come to civil servants. Civil servants has been demoralized by the introduction of SRC, which we thought was coming to liberate our people, but has been used to punish our people. It's a matter which we have to tackle inside the parliament. Are
you proposing to scrap the SRC?
Leave alone scrapping, but we must make them produce. We must make them be responsible. We must make them be independent. Because
but
as
the
we are talking
SRC
now,
has been also lauded for doing a good job in terms of austerity measures.
Austerity measures can be there, but have you really considered the person you're affecting? You know, like we still have people in Kenya who are earning as little as 10,000. And you tell such a person, just because the economy is not performing, you'll remain there until economy performs. Do you really consider this person to be producing?
All right.
Because you can make somebody to remain there, but the productivity is nil.
Okay.
Yeah, because this person must look for elsewhere to survive. So that would mean your work must be compromised.
All right. I just want to...
SRC, as we are talking now, is a major agenda for us, those who are coming from the labor movement.
All right.
It's a major agenda, especially in the public service.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to get your parting shot on the manner in which the elections were managed, and of course the NASA team has raised serious allegations. Perhaps moving forward, as we wait for the petition to be filed, what will be dominating this particular case?
As an ODM MP, I can tell you for free that the election was rigged. The burden is now on us to go and prove it in court, which we are going to try our level best to do, because there are a lot of loopholes. Even if you look at those figures, somebody can come in the open and say Jubilee is having massive support because they have a number of MPs, they have ABCD. Those are things which people can just say outside here. But when you go and re-examine keenly what happened within the process, electronic figures and the manual figures are totally different.
All right.
Yeah, so the credibility of election is highly questionable.
Of course, all those allegations, and the court will be pronouncing itself on that matter. Many thanks, Tom Adege.
Thank you very much, Agina.
All the best, and we'll continue to focus on the Supreme Court as we wait for the NASA leadership to present their petition to the Supreme Court. We'll be getting more details from that.